Davo, how you going, buddy?
Yeah, mate, good. Back again for another year. Excited for the season?
Well, yeah, if you're not excited at the moment, um, it probably doesn't bode well for the rest of the season, does it?
Yeah, that's it, mate. Want to defend the title that I luckily won. I mean, I'll be the first to admit that.
Mate, so fantasy football's about probably maybe 60% skill with about 40% luck, maybe.
Yeah, I'd tip it the other way, mate. 60-40, I think.
Uh,
I mean, you got to have the skill to know where the players are going to, who they're up against and that sort of thing. And then it's just luck on,
or injuries, man.
yeah, just luck on how they play on the
So
day.
if you manage to dodge injuries all the way through, then you've got a chance, haven't you? So
Yeah, I think I did, actually. I didn't have too many. I know you had a heap, but
you had Daniel Jones, didn't you? Did you have
Uh,
Daniel Jones at one point?
at one point I
Yeah,
believe
and
I
then
did.
put him
yeah.
on IR. Yeah, I mean, not that anyone would say that losing Daniel Jones is hurting your fantasy season.
No,
If anything, it might help.
that's it.
So eliminate the option.
Yeah, well, Richardson hurt himself in what, the fifth week?
Yeah,
or
but
something, so
you
I had him.
Oh, you had him
Starting
up.
him. Yeah, he was
right,
playing.
okay.
He was playing, and while he was in there, he was doing all right. So
He was always going to get hurt the way he was going. So
yeah, that was it. I hope he learns from that, and better season ahead.
yeah, possibly. I hope so because I've got him in a couple of leagues too. So
It'd be good to see him and JT in the backfield together.
yeah, look, Taylor needs to prove something again. I think.
Oh, definitely. After
I thought he was pretty average last year.
well, that's it. After the kerfuffle of last year, what went about with his contract, and stuff like that, and then finally decided he was going to play, and
Yep.
he was
Well,
underdone.
Of course he was going to play. He got paid.
Yeah, well, that's it. Finally, but
It's funny how that works. There's been a bit of that this off season too.
But that's it. Yeah, with a lot of players actually.
Man, I still don't know what's going on with Chase. Apparently he's back in uniform at training again today. So
Oh, there you go.
who fucking knows?
Hopefully, mate.
Uh,
Might be a first week scratching for you though.
I didn't have him in the lineup, but I've actually dropped him in there. So
Yeah, righto. Fair
don't
enough.
know. All right, I'll make that decision later in the week anyway.
Well, that's it.
Thankfully, it's one I've got. I don't know when they play. Bengals. I think it's Sunday. So Monday our time. So
Monday sometime, innit?
yep. You want to go over the fantasy games first?
Yeah, why not?
Yeah, right.
That's what
Okay.
we're here for, really.
Yep. That's it. All right. Well, I'll drop our big ass heads out of the way here
Yeah, definitely.
and bring the previews up on the screen behind us here with the power of my skills. I'd like to say skills anyway. Here we go. No one will be able to read this at all, but that doesn't matter.
If you're close enough to the screen, you can. From here, it's not.
Hang on. There's a chance I can... Oops. Let's see. Well, you can actually... You might be able to make that out now. Maybe.
Yeah, that's all right.
Depends on how big your screen is. If you got a bloody 80-inch flat screen, you might be able to read it. All right, first game. I think they're calling this the game of the week. I actually haven't looked at the matchups properly to see if that would be the game that I'd make the game of the week, but it's Jared up against you, mate.
It is.
So the clown up against the champ.
That's it. And we'll see what happens. He's been shit talking for the buddy
There's
couple of weeks.
There's been plenty of shit spewing out in chat. Don't worry about that.
Yeah. So we'll see what happens.
Um,
If he comes out and beats me, so be it. But if he gets towed up, then
I don't think it'll change.
no, definitely not.
What are they projecting? So I've asked everyone to submit a bit of a lineup, and according to Fantasy Sharks, mate, he's going to dust you.
Yeah, that's all right. But as we say, they're only projections, eh?
Oh yeah, 100%.
We got to see.
Um,
One of his
actually,
guys might ball out.
well, I actually thought Jared's team was pretty good.
Yeah, it looks pretty solid.
Until you look at defensive ends.
Yep.
that was his biggest letdown. I don't know about Miles Bryant at CB either, but maybe. Don't know.
Well, that's it. That's it. You can only go with what you're picking, innit? He might leave a few points on the bench. Who knows?
Look, he's got a good set of quarterbacks as you do. Burrow, Purdy up against Richardson and Love. Derrick Henry's predicted to go pretty well this year. Jahmyr Gibbs was dinged up. I don't know where he's at.
Yeah, he's pretty good apparently.
Yeah, right.
A bit of a notification come through that he was okay, and
Yep. Stephon Diggs will be interesting. New place. I don't know. I find that prediction outlandish personally.
yeah,
But
especially them points.
who knows, man? For the first half of last season, he was the best wide receiver in football, and then all of a sudden he just dropped off the face of the earth. So, Jonathan Taylor's probably equally as much of a question mark. He didn't have a strong season last year. Contracts and. Did he have an injury? He had an injury, didn't he?
Yeah,
he's had an injury
He
most
did injure
seasons, didn't
himself,
he?
Yep. Yeah, I'm excited to see how he'll go with Richardson.
Yeah, well, generally you're running back in a backfield where your quarterback is mobile is a fairly dangerous combination because the defense has to keep an eye on both pretty much. So
That's it.
it's pretty hard. But yeah, between Ridley, Wilson, Andrews, he's playing two tight ends with Ferguson, McConkey, Nakua, Debo, and Cole Kmet. It's pretty solid offenses, though. Defense probably is what's going to make the difference here. I see Justin Matabike had a name change, eh?
Did he?
Yeah, it's not Justin anymore. It's Namdi or something. No, they haven't got it there. Yeah, I'm sure it's like Namdi.
Oh, okay.
He's changed to his friggin'. I'm assuming he's Nigerian or something like that. Somewhere over there.
If you're rich enough and you want to do whatever you like, you can
Yeah, pretty much.
Call yourself whatever.
Yep. Any predictions for this one, mate?
Oh, mate, I'll have to back myself. Like, God.
You gonna back yourself, huh?
Yeah, I want to back myself.
I'll do you a favour and I'll back Jared.
All right, then.
I don't know if that's how it'll go, but yeah, we'll see how things go. All right, next game. Just wait. Yep. What do we got? Providence up against Akron, and Joey hasn't deleted his bloody thing for me.
So he's still got that.
last year's trash talk video.
I actually had a look at that.
I don't even know what it is.
I thought it was pretty recent, so I started listening to it. Then he mentioned Jake's big day, and they're off, and it was like, yeah, right, okay. Now I know.
Oh yeah, all right.
That's last year's.
Yeah. All right.
He sounded half pissed anyway doing it.
So, Providence up against Akron. They were two teams in the Titan Bowl playoffs last year. I think both ran out of steam towards the end of the season. Definitely in the playoffs. A lot of teams ran out of steam in the playoffs, actually.
Yep.
Kenneth rolling with DJ.
Oof, well, I just saw that and I'm going, wow.
Well, when we were talking, he actually rang me today, and when we were talking about it, he said to me, "Oh, who do I put into my last spot?" I said, "Well, if you're ever going to play Daniel Jones, this is probably the week because the Vikings' defense generally isn't the strongest, so and especially their pass defense anyway. So, bloody hell,
Jeez,
go off." I don't know if he can hear the birds or not. I don't know how good the mics are, whether they pick them up from there, but it's like a fucking bird sanctuary here.
Primetime podcast coming live from a bird sanctuary.
Or Avery. Take your pick. Look, Kenneth's team's always going to be hard to beat. If Mahomes fires, if McCaffrey fires, and Travis Kelce fire, they're big. They can be big point scorers. So can Mike Evans for that matter. So, if they all hit on the same week, then it becomes tough to beat him.
Yeah, that's it. As you say, hit on the same week and you're laughing.
Yep. But Joey's got the reigning MVP in Lamar.
Yep.
Brees Hall, everyone's predicted him to have a pretty big season. Amon Ra's as good as most receivers in the league. And Ingram and Laporta give him a strong couple of tight ends.
I've actually finally got round to watching that receiver and Amon Ra and Brown. He's actually not a bad dude.
He's a bit different.
His dad's different.
Oh, his dad's definitely different. He's one hard ass. All right. I'd say if there's a weakness on Kenneth's team, it could be his defense.
Yeah, there's not really a lot of big names there, is there?
No, but big names.
Steady guys.
I was going to say big names can be overrated too. I actually like Boya Mafe. I think he can have a pretty good, solid season this year. I think that's a bit of a kick in the nuts, the prediction there, actually.
Didn't Seattle lose a few defensive ends and that?
No, and Shannon Nwersi got hurt. So he's going to miss, I think, the first month or something. So Mafe's going to have plenty of snaps.
Yeah, definitely.
I think Alex Highsmith's a bit average rake. Who are the Steelers up against? The Falcons or something, aren't they?
Yeah, I believe so.
I think it is too. Yeah, I'm pretty sure it's up against the Falcons this week. Yeah, probably not the greatest sack matchup. You'd think Cousins would be pretty keen to get the ball out of his hand relatively quickly.
Yep.
Coming off busted Achilles.
Definitely.
Canada's strong points on defense is definitely his safeties. Butter Baker, Grant Talbot, and Kyle Duggar are pretty damn good. So, it'll be. I think this will be a pretty close game. I possibly lean to Joey winning.
Yeah, I think so.
Fantasy Sharks has got him as a 16-point favourite, roughly there. So, possibly. I'd probably agree with that. I'd probably tip Joey. So,
yeah, I'll take Joe too.
Kiss of death for you, mate. Actually, what I did I wanted to look at, see the matchups from last season and see what the actual records were.
Oh, yeah.
Heading into it, but just didn't get a chance. I was setting up too much stuff for the Sarvi. All right.
That might be something we could post on the chat later on the weekend or something.
Yeah.
When you do find some time.
If you listen to everyone, it's the champions elect up against myself. Everyone except for Matt, anyway.
Well, that's it. Like, yeah, they're saying Jakey is the winner already, so I mean, I'd like to hang on to that trophy a little bit longer.
He might be polishing something at the moment. I don't know if it's the trophy.
Oh, yeah, he hasn't not polishing that trophy anyway.
Look, Jake's teams. There's a reason why I think half of us predicted him to win the title. He's generally got a pretty strong team on paper. CeeDee Lamb's got his contract shit sorted out.
Yep.
No reason to see any drop off there, I wouldn't imagine. Herbert's one they're not particularly. Everyone seems to think the Chargers will run the ball a lot. I'm not 100% sold on that, but I don't know what they're going to do because they're not really set up to do either outside of Justin Herbert. They don't really have the receivers to throw the ball around a lot, and in my opinion, they don't really have the running backs to run the ball a lot either. So
they don't really have a great running back.
Unless J.K. Dobbs has found some elixir that's completely healed his body.
Yeah.
I don't know, man. Hard to say what they'll do. Yeah. What are you doing, kiddo?
There we go. Make an appearance
Yeah,
again.
there you go. You got your head in. Where was that? Oh yeah, Dobbins with just Herbert with the Chargers. You're not quite in it, I don't think, Dylan. Yeah. It's right there. There you go.
Now you're in it.
Now you're in it. All right. Yeah, Herbert Stroud anyway. Two good young quarterbacks.
Yeah, definitely.
Barkley, Lamb, Olave, Pickens, Pittman, and Dallas got it.
Sorry,
Hey,
Jake. I hope Stroud has a shit day. That's
I'm
all I can say.
I'm surprised at the love for Dallas got it. I don't know. Whatever.
There's a lot of talent in the receivers for Philly. I mean,
I don't know. I
then
just
you got to
don't.
find the ball to him. So
I don't know. He's probably never really been a guy that I was overly in love with either, to be honest. So, and I mean,
right,
how old is he? Yeah, he's getting close to that 30-year-old area.
right.
Yeah, that's what I thought. I didn't think he had a particularly strong season last year. So, yeah. From myself, Cousins, Bijan, hopefully with the ghost of Arthur Smith gone. Kenneth Walker, Jamar Chase, as long as he can find his uniform on game day. Marvin Harrison Jr., DJ Moore, Jalen Waddle, Dalton Kincaid. I mean, I'm happy. I'm happy with my team. I said, and even if I've got to sit Jamar, I think I had Deontay Johnson or someone like that sitting in there. I've got
I think so.
a guy that's the number one receiver, regardless. So,
Yep.
defensively,
It'll be interesting to see how Harrison goes for his first game.
who knows? Yeah.
Well, that's it.
Yep.
Is the hype there? You know, I'd say it is, but
Look, regardless of what happens, he's getting fed targets.
oh, definitely.
So, some way, shape, or form, there's going to be balls flying his way. And it's basically up to him to catch it and take advantage of it.
If he's anything like his old man, I think they're pretty safe.
He's nothing like his old man. That's the problem. He's,
Yeah.
he's about 4 inches taller.
I see that.
Probably a bit slower. And, yeah. What's up, kiddo? Yeah, defensively, we've both got pretty solid defenses, really.
Yep.
And I've lost my mouse again. According to this, what are we looking at? 9-point difference, roughly. Not even quite 9 points.
Yeah, I
So
reckon that's going to be a close game.
should be a close game. I think we played pretty close last year. I think we played in the first week and we both scored. I think we're the lowest two scores or something for the first week last season. So
Fair enough.
yeah, hopefully for our sakes, hopefully it's a bit better this season.
Yep.
Fuck it, I'm going to tip myself.
I was actually thinking about
Cause
doing
the
that,
upset. Oh fuck that! I'm not doing
I'll
that.
go, Jakey.
Thanks
We'll go,
for that.
Jakey. We'll do that.
All good.
I won't hurt you too much. You know my kiss of death.
All right, Eagles and Bears. The former Wolverines coach up against the current Wolverines coach. I know Robbie spent plenty of time watching games over at Glencoe Street, so yeah, there's a fair bit of mutual respect between the two.
They've both got pretty good offenses there. Looking at that.
Yeah, being a 10-team league, man, everyone's got pretty good offenses, really.
Yep.
I mean, seriously. Yeah, I know. Seriously, there's no reason why everyone wouldn't have a strong team.
Yeah, definitely.
In a 10-team league, that's what it's designed for.
There's talent to go around.
That's it. Everyone gets a good team. It's up to you whether you take advantage of it. So, but yeah, Robbie's got a pretty strong offense. The problem for Robbie's going to be injuries, bye weeks, which I've said previously. He just doesn't have the depth on offense. That starting, what he's got there to start with, is fine. It's
well, that's
really.
it. As long as they can still have.
As long as those guys stay on the field, he's fine.
Yeah.
It's when they come off the field that the shit's going to hit the fan. And for old boy, he's hoping for Cooper Kupp to bounce back. Probably Josh Jacobs to bounce back. He was pretty average last year. I think he might have he either checked out in his last year in for the Raiders, or I don't know. He was very ordinary last year.
Yeah, definitely.
And Kyle Pitts to actually finally become.
Didn't you say he was injured?
Supposedly he's got a hammy. He's done a hammy or something. So nothing bad, I don't think. It was just he's already starting to pop up on the injury report. So
fair enough.
Defensively, they're both pretty good actually. Robbie's defense is pretty strong. Especially down right into the safeties. He's strong in that area, and that's a pretty important area to be strong in this league.
Yep.
Safety score well. Defensive end score well. Robbie's also strong there. Anywhere that's got TJ Watt as an option is going to score well. I think Mike is going to score well for Dallas this year too. So, no. Both. I mean, what are we tipping? Another 7-point game here. So, what was your thoughts here? Who do you think?
I think I might go the old boy, actually.
You want to tip him?
Does look like a good side. So.
Well, it did. You know what?
Sides.
It did last year too. And he would be the first person to admit his team never, ever fired at all last season.
No, well, that's it. Hoping for a change of luck, obviously. And
What's wrong? You can't work out how that is there, and it's looking at us. It's pretty crazy, isn't it, kiddo? Look, I'll throw some Robbie. I'll throw some love at Robbie. I'll let him get a chance for a win early on, because I think he really needs to fire early and get some wins before the buys and everything kick in, because that's when it's going to really start to hurt. I think it's the last game, isn't it? Yeah. Old Spirit up against Paddy Profke. Probably the guy towards the end of the season in Spirit that most started to think was probably the favourite to win last year. I can't remember exactly what went down. I don't know if you had a massive week or whether he just had a shit week in the final.
I think I had a massive week because I beat him by about 100 points.
Yeah. So his team didn't fire at all.
No. If it wasn't 100, it was close to.
Yeah, right. So it wasn't good at all. These two teams have. Oh well, no. I'll tell you that. Paddy's team has a chance to explode on any given week.
Oh, definitely. The names he's got there, you know.
The offense is scary. All of it is probably scary.
Yep. I mean, just look at his two receivers there. You know, he can.
Tyreek and Jefferson could. Jefferson worries me a little with fucking what's his in it? Darnold.
Yep.
I think it caps his production a bit. I don't think he's going to be.
But even so, like even watching that receiver, he's
he's
8
great
weeks
player.
out and still at 1,000-yard season.
Yeah. He's a great player.
That'd be great for some.
Some receivers. Some receivers can't get to 1,000 yards in 17 games.
Yeah, that's it.
Both strong all the way through on offense. There's no weakness there. No. Defensively, I actually think I would lean to Spirit defensively.
Yeah,
personally.
Look at that.
Crosby, Myles Garrett, Aziz. Their safeties are probably pretty closely matched. I don't think either of them are like really strong safeties. Yeah, I'd probably. I'm going to lean to Spirit. Spirit slightly for the win, but Jesus, that could go either way. As all of them could.
Definitely all.
No one. There's no one that's lopsided. So.
Yeah, I'll take Spirit just.
Spirit just. Oh, there you go, Spirit. You've just had your season ruined.
One game, mate.
Ruined in 1 week. All right, we'll bring it back to the big screen. Oh, we don't need the dual setup happening. All right. Do you have a bet or something you want to
Yeah, I
promote
had a couple earlier
for
today.
for
Just
someone to lose some money on?
yeah, I just thought I'll have a quick sneak.
You had enough yet?
I took just a six-legger on the early games. It's Atlanta, Miami, Cincy, the Saints, the Colts. I think will
What's
do.
this? Oh,
Yeah,
all
just
wins.
a
Yeah, right.
six-legger head-to-head.
Yeah, right.
And the Bills was $13, so I bumped it up to 15 and just put $20 on it.
Done the power play, eh?
$300. It comes back to me if it gets up.
Yeah, right.
I've been having a pretty good last couple of weeks, so like draft night here, I won about $600 just sitting there having a couple. So I've been on a bit of a roll since.
Yep.
So we'll see how that goes. And just on tomorrow's game, I had just a couple of anytime scores. I just took Andrews and Henry for Baltimore and Kelsey and Rice, and we'll just see how that goes.
That's all in a multi.
That's all in a multi.
Oh, that'd be expensive.
And that was $27.50 actually.
Yeah, right.
So I just put 15 on that and $400 if it comes back.
Yeah, right.
We'll see how that goes.
Yeah. This bloody kid.
Yeah, no, she's a shocker.
Dead.
How do you keep a straight face and
I don't know.
jumping up and down and being silly?
All right. So, we'll go over a couple of games, eh?
Yeah, for sure.
All right. So, we were supposed to sort of half debate these couple of games off against each other, but I don't know, I got some bullet points and stuff. And
yeah, for sure, mate. Go for your life.
So, we got Baltimore at KC. You want to go first, or?
Yeah, well, I was having a look head-to-head.
Hang on, Bubba.
Head-to-head, they've played 13 games with KC winning 8 out of the 13. But at KC, Baltimore actually lead 3-2 in the 5 games they've played there. So they seem to win at each other's home.
Yep.
And I'd say Baltimore will be out for revenge after the AFC Championship game where they should have won that. And
should they have, though?
Yeah, I think they should have. I was hoping they would anyway because we
both
hate KC.
I was going to say so as well. I was hoping they'd win too, but I don't know if they should have won.
Nah.
Yeah.
Either way, mate.
Yeah.
Either way.
I
think it'll be a close game either.
I think it'll be a close game. They always are, pretty much. What have I got in here? So I had basically the same sort of stuff written down that you had there.
Yep.
Player of intrigue for me. I went through each of my matchups. Just picked a player out that I thought I was interested to see what the outcome was. Maybe not early on in the season, but this is probably a season-long type deal.
Yep.
I come up with Xavier Worthy, rookie receiver from Texas. Just interested to see how much of an impact he has on the Chiefs' offense. How much he helps Mahomes. He's got world-class speed.
Oh, definitely. I watched that at the combine. That was phenomenal.
He's not. I don't think he's Tyreek fast, but he's probably the closest thing to Tyreek fast they've had since Tyreek left.
Definitely.
I just want to see how much he changes what they do on offense. How much he can stretch the field, even potentially as a decoy.
Oh, definitely, mate. That's it.
Yeah.
If you've got your safeties running after him, and then you got all that space in the middle, isn't it?
That's it. Well, he just opens it up, and then you got Rashee Rice, who looks like probably isn't getting suspended, which is borderline laughable. And once Hollywood's healthy, plus Travis Kelce, plus if they use Pacheco as a receiver out of the backfield, or if they bring in Samaje Perine, or what's the young bloke's name? Steele. He played a little bit in the preseason.
Yeah.
But
okay.
yeah.
Yep.
yeah, just interested to see how he integrates into their offense. So, my thing, the Chiefs have actually won 5 of their last 6 against the Ravens. 3 of them have been
They
in
have.
Baltimore.
Yep.
Last season, the Chiefs were actually only 5-4 in games at Arrowhead. They lost to opening game of the season. They lost to the Lions, which is basically the counter game of this last year. The Bills, Eagles, and Raiders. The year before that, they were 7-1 at home. Only loss was to the Bills. And 2021, they lost 2 games at home, so they were 7-2 on the year. Chargers and Bills again. So apparently they don't do too well against the Bills in the regular season at Arrowhead.
That's it.
But I looked at the market there this Harvey. Chiefs are currently $1.67 favourites and a 2.5 point favourite.
Yeah, right.
So Vegas is basically saying 2.5 points on a neutral field, they'd be even money.
Definitely.
No.
Yeah, well, I reckon Baltimore can win. That's pretty much it. They're both great teams, obviously.
Yep.
It'll be a toss of the coin, but I think I'm just going to go on that motivation of that loss. That's probably going to hurt.
Yep.
Missing out in the Super Bowl and then watching them win.
Yep.
And yeah, I think I'll take them.
Yeah, well, I've gone. All I had to say was back-to-back Super Bowl champs and Mahomes at quarterback.
That's it, mate. That's it.
Yeah, pretty hard to beat.
But we are week 1, so
that's it.
And they are rusty.
Yep, they will be.
That's it.
All right.
Righto.
Next game.
Green Bay and Philly.
Packers and Eagles at Sao Paulo. Just don't wear green, boys.
Yeah, that's it. That's it. You might get short.
Gang crossfire on the field. God, man. How can they go there?
Oh, don't know, but that's it. They want to spread the...
Yeah, I get it. They want to spread the game, but...
Come to Australia. We'll tag you.
Well, they've been trying to push for it, so... I
Hmm.
don't know how far that's going. Oh, my God. What are you doing, kid?
This is the entertainment bill.
Oh, God. All right. All right, I got here... historically, the Packers lead the series at 28-18.
That's it. I got that too.
The Eagles won the last matchup, which was in 2022 in Philly. They won 40-33. The last 3 matchups since I went back to 2019 because there's not a lot of matchups. Eagles lead the series 2-1. So.
Yeah, well, I've only just got that 28-18.
Yep.
Not sure if either team has played down there before or any player.
I don't think anyone's played in Brazil before.
So we may not see penalties. It's probably the fastest game in history, so they can get out of
there. Yeah, no clock, just go, boys.
That's it. Time, let's go.
Yeah. Like I said, with all the games, I've come up with I have my player of intrigue. I had 2 here. I was tossing up between Saquon Barkley, how he integrates into the offense with Hurts. For the same thing we said about Jonathan Taylor and Richardson before.
Yeah, well, definitely. That's
Hurts poses a similar problem. He's not the athlete that Richardson is, but he's definitely a running threat. And you put Barkley there with that. Saquon could have a huge season. He's got to stay healthy, and which he hasn't done a lot.
To see him bounce back after a few of the injuries.
And if he's lucky, he said he might be able to vulture some TDs off of off of Hurts rather than the other way around.
Fair enough.
The other one Jalen Hurts was the one for me too. I thought he was disappointing second half of last year.
He was. He was.
The Eagles, the whole team was. Oh my God. But
I think we might have finally had enough.
The whole team was disappointing, but I thought he was a bit ordinary in the second half of the season. It kind of looked like the league might have started to figure him out a bit. So, yeah.
Yeah, well, that's it. Player to watch for me, I was Jordan Love. I think he's going to have a big year.
Yeah, well, he went the other way. He had the big second half and was
Yeah, he
pretty
balled
scary in the first half. So
out. Yeah, it was actually pretty good. So yeah, I think,
what
buddy.
have I got on my shoulder?
Oh, you've got.
Oh, Jesus, kiddo, nothing.
It's hard to concentrate.
Oh man. Yep.
I feel like I'm at the circus.
Jordan Love.
Yeah, just Jordan Love, mate. I
Yep.
think that's it. And mesh with his receivers, and hopefully they can go all right. Both teams are good, so it's
Yeah.
a toss of a coin as to especially weak runners who's going to win.
Yeah, look, I got the why the Eagles win. So they're probably still, if not the most talented team in the NFC, right there, probably San Francisco and maybe Detroit as the most talented teams in the NFC.
And it always comes back to that. Those four teams or so.
I think it comes
fighting out
their biggest thing is whether their young secondary, completely retooled secondary, can actually be some sort of defense that was not there at all last season.
Yeah, right.
They were fucking awful in the secondary last year. So you bring in Cooper DeJean, Quentin Mitchell, and CJ Gardner-Johnson.
Yep.
They'll be expecting that swings things around a lot for them, and for that reason. As long as those guys can hold up to their end of the bargain, I think they beat the Packers in Brazil.
That's it. Hey, toss of the coin. Mate.
Close game though. Yeah, it should be a close game anyway. So both good teams. All right.
My game.
Yeah, I'll let you go.
The Colts and Houston.
I'll let you have your glory.
Colts.
Yep.
Mate, that's it. What I see. We've played 45 times. The Colts lead 33-11, and that tied game.
Oh my God.
In OT with the Matt Ryan debacle.
Oh yeah.
Couldn't win that game. It was like, yeah, righto.
I think I need to get some chocolate for this kid.
Give us something for Nurgan. But yeah, I reckon the Colts should win. Excited to see the backfield with JT and Anthony Richardson. Our D-line, I think the way they're playing in training camp and those preseason games, they're saying that Latu could have a big year the way he's been going in training camp, and it's hard to talk with him. Jump it up and down.
Can you go away, please?
Definitely is.
Oh man!
Anybody watching this is going to be pissing themselves laughing.
My God! Latu, you were talking about.
That's him.
Oh man, can you please, kiddo? Please.
From what I've read and heard, he's had a phenomenal training camp, and preseason games.
Yeah, I have heard good reports.
And with the injury to Samson Ibukam,
it's only going to be more time.
He jumps into that right.
Him and whatever that other bloke's name is. DBO, fucking whatever.
Yep, him.
Missed the alphabet.
Yeah, that's it. And I'm definitely excited to get up at 3 and watch the game. And I'll try not to be too loud when everyone else is asleep. But that's it, mate. I think we're going to win. I mean, CJ Stroud and the offense there, it's going to be a hard game. They're generally a very good, close game with them.
Yep.
It's a bit like watching the Sharks in the NRL, though. You don't know whether to get the defibrillator or not out on some of them.
So, player intrigue for me out of this matchup. Actually, hang on. The last meeting I think this was the when you're in the playoffs, wasn't it, for you guys?
Last season? Yes.
At the end of the season, yeah.
Yes, it was.
And the Texans Rangers 23-19.
Yep.
At Indy too, I believe.
Well, there was a couple of plays in that game.
Oh, that's right. It was actually he split the series last season, and the road team won both games. So
that's it.
Yeah. The player of intrigue for me. I'm interested to see how the snap and target share goes for the Houston wide receivers. who looks like they're going to be the number one, if there is a number one, between Diggs, Collins, and Tank Dell. It's interesting. A lot of people, like Collins is probably definitely the highest drafted out of them. But when before Tank got hurt last year, him and Collins were actually pacing pretty well with each other, and target share was possibly even a little bit in Tank's favour.
Yeah, he was unlucky breaking his leg last season.
Well, that's what happens when you get a bloody 160-pound wide receiver blocking a fucking defensive lineman on the fucking goal line. What do you expect's going to happen?
Oh, definitely, mate. That's it.
God. I'm really interested to see how that plays out. And that's not going to probably show up too much in the first game of the season, but heading forward it will. It'll give an indication maybe week 1. You've said why you've.
Yeah, well, that's it.
Yep.
I've said why. The
Yeah,
backfield with JT, our D-line, you know. The only biggest worry I've got is our secondary. And that's every year. It seems to be like that.
For me, why the Texans will win, I've got a tough game, plenty of talent on both teams. I like the acquisitions of Danielle Hunter and Aziz Al-Shaair to the Texans defense. And barring a sophomore slump for CJ Stroud and the improvement I think I can see coming from Will Anderson this year, coupled with having Danielle Hunter on the other side of him, the Texans look like they could be, I don't know if I say contender in the AFC. They're up there.
A team on the rise.
The reason I struggle to say contender in the AFC is because those fuckwits in Kansas City are going to be really hard for anyone to beat. There probably is only maybe a couple of teams, maybe. And the Texans might be one of those couple of teams.
Yeah, well, that's it, eh? As we've touched on heaps of times, on any given day, any team can beat anybody.
Well, if it's any consolation, I actually picked the Colts to win the division. So
did I.
Yeah.
So did I. That's how confident I was this year.
Oh, so. I'm not confident, but I actually did go that way. So
I've seen that.
Yeah. But yeah, no, could go either way. I think they're both very talented teams. Any team that can get close to winning, getting into the playoffs with Gardner Minshew playing quarterback, must have some talent on the roster.
Yeah, I was actually surprised
he's
he went
fucked. All right.
Didn't mind watching him last year. He was pretty good. There were some shit house throws and
nice.
a lot of stuff there that you sort of shake your head at, but hey, it is what it is.
Mate, when you're down to your backup, you just hope for your best, don't you?
Oh, for sure.
So. All right, last game we're going to cover, Jets-Niners.
The Jets and the Niners.
Do you want to throw out your love for A-Rod now? Or?
Yeah, I will.
Yeah.
I will. Well, I picked Baltimore to talk about earlier, and I left him with the Chiefs.
Yep.
Should have seen the face on him drop. So he said, fuck it, you can have Rodgers. So I've got to talk about the Jets and tell you why they're going to win. So here we go. Right, I've done a bit of a deep dive in it. They've played 14 times over the years. They do play every 4 years, so, you know.
It's not many matchups, is there? Yeah.
But San Fran lead that 11-3.
Yep.
And they've played 6 times in San Francisco for a 4-2 record.
That's the Niners.
That's the Niners, yeah. So
you're searching to try and find a reason, aren't you?
Yeah, I am, mate. I am. But that was the old Jets.
That's it.
They are a team on the improve. They've shown that over the last couple of years with Rob Sala as coach. And
let's see if they can get through 4 snaps this year.
Yeah, let's hope he can for a few people's sake. And
not mine.
No, well, definitely not mine. Definitely not mine. I know the old boy loves him, so.
Oh yeah.
With a passion.
Yep. We were having a conversation about it the other day, actually. So.
Yeah, righto. So yeah, but that's it. They're a team on the rise. So, and as we've touched on, any given day, They've got a few acquisitions there this year.
See,
Williams, hope he might be able to.
the thing for the Jets, like their window of opportunity is fucking now or maybe never.
That's it.
They've they get this year with Rodgers. They might get another. I don't think he's got plans of going too much further into the future past that.
No.
If he's even got plans to go that far, so
what's he there now? 20 years, pretty much, isn't it? Close enough.
be
to
around
it.
that. Yeah, it's pretty much a 20-year career. So last meeting was a 31-13 win in 2020 for the 49ers, so that means sweet fuck all for this matchup. My player of intrigue for this game was one Nicholas Bosa. Got paid last off-season, right before the season started, and definitely stat-wise he had a very disappointing season. I think his pressure rate and everything was pretty good still. Just the sacks and stuff weren't there. So it'll be interesting to see having that off-season back with the team, if he can bounce back and throw some stats up on the board to go with it.
Yeah, well, that's it. I'm hoping he does bounce back. It was pretty disappointing there, and hopefully he can, mate, get back to what he was those last few years before that, and plenty of sacks.
Yep.
Plenty of tackles for loss. All the stuff that puts points on the board for us.
For me, why the 49ers can win? Maybe because they're the better team, maybe. I do believe that the Jets have a very talented roster. And it's purely going to, as crazy as this sounds, there's people that are delusional enough to believe that Rodgers is one of the best quarterbacks, or the best quarterback that has set foot on a football field.
Are we naming names?
Like I said, fucking delusional. But technically, they've been a quarterback away from being a very, very competitive team.
That's it.
They've got a very deep roster. They possibly shot themselves in the foot this year, trading for Hassan Reddick, and not just re-signing Bryce Huff instead. Bryce Huff goes to Philly. Looks like he's going to play. Hassan Reddick still wants to get paid. I mean, it probably was a dick move to go and trade for a bloke and not pay him. But
well, true.
He threw all the toys out of the cot, and I don't know. I seriously don't know if he's going to play for him this year. Who knows? I don't
most
think
players seem to do that these days.
I don't think he really cares. Oh, fuck, it's annoying. For me, the 49ers window is closing rapidly, in my opinion.
Oh, definitely.
They've had a couple of shots. So what did they do? They went to the Super Bowl.
What's that?
4 years ago?
Yeah, 2020.
Yep, 2020. Then they lost in the conference championship.
Yep.
I think the next 2 years, was it?
Yeah, something like that.
Something like that anyway. And then lost the Super Bowl again last year. And if I'm being honest, they fucking melted down in that Super Bowl. They truly
that's it.
threw the game away. It was theirs to win, and I think there were some pretty shit calls in the game that didn't go their way. But their window's closing pretty rapidly, in my opinion, because they're what's Purdy now? His third year.
Yeah, I'd say something like that.
So he comes up for an extension in. I think he's able to get the extension next year.
Yep.
Once they have to start paying Brock Purdy, then the rest of the roster's going to pay because of it. Because right now they've got a quarterback that they're paying about $1 million a year to.
Yeah, definitely.
So,
Mr. Irrelevant.
Yeah, man. Like
he's taken them to the Super Bowl.
The sheer fact that they're winning with that is fucking insane. There wouldn't be another team in the league that
for sure
would be even close to that. Yeah. Well, I think the Niners win the game in I was gonna say Green Bay. What the fuck am I saying? At San Francisco. If it was in New York, I would possibly lean towards the Jets there. So I actually do think it'll be a close game. I'm interested just to see whether there's any Super Bowl effects, rust, whatever, for the 49ers, whether it's going to, much like the Broncos in the NRL, whether it's going to have any lasting effects going forward, because I'd imagine that loss was pretty gut-wrenching, to be honest. So,
Oh, definitely. That's it. And touching on that receiver again, George Kittle is an absolute maniac.
Yeah, he's nutter. I love Kittle, but he is a nutcase.
I pissed myself laughing that part where he gets helmet to the deck.
Oh, to the deck.
He just keeps carrying on the same thing. I'm going, what the?
All right. You got anything else you want to touch on, man?
No, mate. I think that's pretty much it for our first week back. That's pretty much all in good.
Yeah.
Best of luck, boys, for the season.
Yeah. Look, I hope everyone can stay pretty well injury free, at least for the first couple of weeks. Fucking let us all get at least something close to a reasonable start and a chance to actually compete in the league. There's nothing worse than watching your best players go down week 1 and 2.
Down like a bag of shit.
And then you just go, what do I do now?
Yeah.
Because
I'm trucked. What do I do?
There's not much on the waiver wire to fix this. So, yeah.
Especially if you got a quarterback that goes.
No,
down, then you just go, oh,
mate, you lose quarterbacks. You lose quarterbacks. You're just sitting there waving the white flag. I mean,
that's it.
All right, guys.
All right, best of luck, boys.
As Davo said, good luck to everybody. Can't wait for everything to start. Go fucking Bears.
There you go, Colts, mate. That's it.